In traditional software architectures, user interface forms and multi-step wizards are hard-coded directly inside the client-side codebase, like a custom React form component. This creates an integration bottleneck. If your enterprise needs to write to the same database from a mobile app, an internal portal, and an analytical dashboard, developers have to duplicate that form structure, grouping, and validation logic across all three codebases. This leads to client-side drift, duplicated engineering effort, and eventually database corruption. A superior pattern is contract-driven UI design. By defining the transaction parameters, validation rules, and the layout steps centrally in the semantic ontology layer, any client application that consumes the transaction natively and automatically inherits the exact structure. Today, we will build a multi-step operative onboarding wizard live in Workshop, demonstrating the power of a unified semantic contract. So here we're inside our Outer Heaven command terminal in Workshop. We've navigated to the Sort tab, which acts as our personnel and internal affairs workspace. And our goal is to add a transactional entry point to onboard new field operatives safely. In the backend, we've already registered our onboard operative action type in the Ontology Manager. This backend contract defines our parameters, excludes fields like status, which we default automatically, and groups our inputs into two clean UI sections. Step 1 for identity and Step 2 for assignment. So now we will map our client interface to this contract live. We select our button group at the bottom right, and to add an entry point, we go to our button configuration sidebar and click Add Button. Here we select our newly added button and change the text to Onboard Operative. To differentiate this positive creative transaction from our destructive kill switch, we set the button intent to success. This gives us a clean green UI trigger. Now we wire the button to our semantic layer. Under the onClick setting, we change the trigger event type to action. This prompts us to bind to our ontological writebacks. We select Onboard Operative, From this point on, Workshop will understand the metadata contract that we're calling, and it will be able to handle generating the Modal container, or the form in this case, and it will package the form fields when a user clicks the button. So let's test that little piece of interface. We're going to click the button, and therein you see the Modal generates on our screen. And if you look at the form layout, we didn't have to write a single line of CSS. We didn't spend time aligning widgets in Workshop. It's already really clean because the UI sections were defined centrally on the action type in the Ontology Manager, and Workshop inherits the entire presentation contract natively. So by centralizing our transaction contracts and UI layouts in Ontology, we eliminated client-side drift, enforced an absolute database validation, and deliver a low-maintenance front-end experience. So we've built the onboarding wizard, but a responsive interface needs to do more than just open forms. In our next episode, we're going to look at event-driven UI chains, showing how to program multi-layered interactive feedback events on a single button click.